In this video, we're going to show you how you can set up your site and get everything ready so that you can create your pages easily and fast. Two really important things. So you've got to spend a few minutes making sure that everything is ready now. So we're using the WordPress platform, which is a fantastic platform where you can install all kinds of plugins to allow you to do a number of different things. Now, for this, we've pulled together a number of plugins that we use to create these pages really quickly. You need to watch this, follow on what I'm doing, and you won't go wrong. So, as I say, we're using the WordPress platform. I'm not going to show you how to install WordPress because it's really simple. Once you've got your hosting, you're going to log into the control panel and you're just going to activate WordPress. It will be slightly different depending on what hosting company you go with. Their control panels will be slightly different. But if you just go through it, you'll install a WordPress. It will then automatically tell you where the login is, what your username and password is, which you can then change. And then you're going to log in and you're going to get to this page that you see in front of you. Now, again, it could be slightly different because depending on the version of WordPress that your hosting has, there may be some slightly different bits and pieces. But what I'm going to show you now is going to show you how to set everything up super simple. So the first thing you're going to notice at the top, it says here coming soon active, which basically means that the site is not showing anything. So you can see here, this is what, you go to my site, this is what it shows, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to click here at the top where it says click here. And it has activated the page, so we can just refresh that quickly. Bang, it's now showing us a basic WordPress page. So now we're going to jump back, and what we're going to do is we're going to go down to the plugins. That's what we're going to do first. And what you're going to see here, if we scroll down, we've got a lot of plugins here that we don't need. Now, it's possible that you may want these, but for the purpose of what I'm doing, I don't need any of these plugins. Okay, so I'm just going to click them, select that, going to go to bulk actions, and I'm going to click deactivate. I'm going to click apply. It's going to take a few seconds, but immediately, if you just notice that all those notifications I had at the top of the page are now disappeared because they're all corresponding with different plugins. So you can see all of those messages at the top of my screen. If you scroll back a few seconds, you'll see there was loads of different messages. They've gone. Okay. So the next thing what we're going to do is we're going to go down to settings on the left hand side. We're going to go to permalinks from that sub menu, and now what we're going to do is from the common settings here, we're going to choose post name, and this essentially is going to change how the URLs of our pages are displayed. Okay, so instead of it being a variety of numbers or the dates, we just want it to be whatever we call our pages. Okay, so we're going to click save. We're going to go back to the dashboard. Okay, so now what you can do if you want, you can go up to screen options here at the top, and you can cross off all of these different things, if you're just to get them off your screen. Okay, to clean up what you're doing, you can press that, and then you know that you haven't got things distracting you, because it can be fairly annoying. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go down and change the theme. Now the theme is essentially a collection of different styles that form the site. Okay, so you can see here, WordPress already has 3 installed that you can choose from, but you can add new and you can search for all different hundreds that are available. But as you can see on my site at the moment, this is what it would look like if we were using it as a WordPress blog. Now what we need to do is we need to change this, because when we build our pages, the pages will adopt some elements of the style of these pages. So we want to take off ones that don't work too well. And the new one from WordPress, which is 2019, does not work particularly well. So I would recommend going with 2017 or 2016. We've had success with both. And all we do is we click activate. And essentially, we just moved over. So if I go back to my site just to show you quickly, when I refresh that, this is now what the page would look like, okay? But as I say, it isn't really that important what that looks like for what we're doing because we're going to be creating all of our pages specifically. So let's move on to what we need now. We need the plugins, because the plugins are going to allow us to make these fantastic pages. So again, we go down to plugins here on the left-hand side, and we click add new. And this is where we can search for the plugins. So the first one that we're going to search for is called Elementor, and this is the page builder. And this is where you can create some fantastic pages. It's a free plugin, which is absolutely amazing. So we're just going to search for it. And it's this one here, Elementor Page Builder. This is what it looks like. This is what you need to look for. You can see there's 2 million active installations. And it's made by Elementor.com. Okay, so all you do is you click on install now. We wait for that to finish. It says installed. This is the important thing. Click on the button again that says activate, because if you don't, you've just installed it, but you haven't essentially turned it on. So as you can see now, it's shown us, it's taken us to this page, and on the left-hand side of my menu, we've now got an Elementor sub-menu with all of the elements of Elementor. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to plugins, and then we're going to click on add new again. We're going to click on the search section, and we're going to search for duplicate post. Duplicate post. And this is the one that we want, okay? So this is the one that we want. It's by Enrico Bertocci. Copy posts of any type with a single click, okay? 3 million installs. We're going to click install now. We're going to click active. Okay. This isn't going to put anything here, but when we go to pages, when we hover over, we've now got this element clone that we didn't have before. So we can clone any page we want, which means making all of our different other pages suddenly becomes super simple, because we can duplicate the pages and then just change the small elements of what we want for those other pages, which is great for keeping the same style. So we're going to go back to plugins again. We're going to click on add new. And we're going to search for one called add func, and we want the add func head and footer code. So this is the one we want in the middle. 30,000 active installations by add func. This is what it looks like. So again, we're just going to click install now. I'm going to click activate, and then essentially what this one does, briefly I'll just show you. We go to our pages, we click edit, at the bottom you can see here that we've got these sections here that weren't there before, which allow us to add codes into the pages that aren't visible in the pages. They're in the background. They're great for tracking pixels and such like that. Okay, so this was how to show you how to set up your site. There was a lot of things we went there. You might want to watch this video more than once to make sure that your site is set up 100% correctly, because in the subsequent videos we're going to show you how to create the pages, how to create the additional pages, and how to connect it up to all of the services. But we need to make sure that you got it right you've got your site set up correctly at the beginning. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.